Robbinsdale swinging in, and it's a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Hi there and welcome to Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. On the show this week, a look ahead to the soccer playoffs, plus volleyball, swimming, and section tennis highlights.
Plus, we profile Breck's dual-threat quarterback, David Roddy. Let's start with prep football. Osseo and Totino-Grace have played some memorable games this decade. The Orioles, state class 6A champions in 2015, went on the road to play the 2016 state 6A champion Eagles on homecoming night at Totino. Opening kickoff, the Orioles keep the kick on the ground. Ryan Suggs takes it at his 15 and watch him go. He gets to the outside and he is not going to be caught. He goes 85 yards for a touchdown and it's 7-0 Eagles right off the bat. The Orioles answer though. Aaron Jupal caps off an Osseo drive as he burrows in from 3 yards out for a score. It's a 7-7 game after one. Second quarter, and Grace quarterback Peyton Schuler on a play-action fake will hit Zach Kossing with a touchdown pass. One of 3 catches for the senior on the night. It's 14-7 Eagles at halftime. Third quarter, the toss goes to Sam Hansen. He'll break off a nice run here. Hansen's score and the 2-point conversion that followed makes it 28-7 Totino. Catch of the night comes on the final play of the game. Watch the Orioles' Eli Barlow lay out for the 28-yard catch from Greg Arell as time expires. Totino-Grace, though, gets the win 28-13, and the Eagles are now 5-1. The Champlin Park football team has been hit hard by injuries this season. Rebels were coming off a Week 5 loss to Blaine when they hosted Roseville for homecoming at Champlin Park. Rebels driving on their opening drive of the game, but Joey Pulls intercepted here by Reggie Morrow. He has nothing but long green grass in front of him, and he goes 70 yards for a touchdown to get the Raiders on the board first. They missed the extra point and 6-0. Rebels are down 12-0 in the second quarter when linebacker Vinny Lamberty steps in front of Luke Beauchard's pass for an interception, returning it down to the Roseville 17-yard line. A few plays later, Devin Gray scores his 5th short yardage rushing touchdown of the season to pull the Rebels within 5 points at halftime. It's 12-7 Roseville. But the Raiders put together a long scoring drive to start the second half, capped off by this 13-yard pass from Beauchard to Zach Andrade. The Raiders outscore the Rebels 16-0 in the second half and beat Champlin Park 28-7.
Homecoming at Hopkins as the Royals hosted St. Thomas Academy. St. Thomas is in white. Cam Cashin takes the pitch and cashes in for the touchdown. The Cadets lead it 7-0. First play of the second quarter, though, and Hopkins responds as James Klecker throws a strike to Lamonte Hayes for the Royals touchdown. Midway through the second, the Royals get a short TD run by R.J. Chacolas. Hopkins gets its first win of the season with a 21-19 victory.
After winning the state 4A title last season, Benilde-St. Margaret's is having another strong season. They faced Holy Angels in a battle of unbeaten teams. Second quarter, Holy Angels' Joseph Heimbold airs it out. Jason Kraus brings it down at the 1-yard line to set up a Stars touchdown and a 13-7 lead. Third quarter, Benilde's Liam Ford gets loose and scampers to the 1, setting up a Red Knights touchdown, and they take a 14-13 lead. The Stars answer. Heimbold to Kraus on the slant. He'll break a tackle here and scores, and it's 19-14 Holy Angels. And that's the score with less than 2 minutes to go, and the Red Knights get a huge special teams play. Braden Fitzgerald blocks the punt. Benilde gets down to the 33-yard line. On the ensuing drive, Tommy Anderson to Turner Wine. He hauls it in for a touchdown. Red Knights miss a 2-point conversion and lead 20-19. Stars drive down the field in the final minute and set up for the winning field goal, but it's blocked by Benilde. And the Red Knights take the win. They beat it. Holy Angels 20-19. They're now 6-0 on the season.
Plymouth-based West Lutheran plays 9-man football. The Warriors have struggled this fall but had an entertaining game on Parents' Night when they hosted Mankato Loyola at Brooklyn Center. After a Loyola touchdown, West Lutheran answers. Jordan Loria pitches to Keyshawn Johnson, who runs over a tackler, sidesteps another, and leaves the last guy in the puddle there. It's a 55-yard TD, and a 2-point conversion makes it 8-7 Warriors. Third quarter, the Warriors trail 19-8. And Loria spins out of trouble near the line of scrimmage and makes his way to the sideline. Loria outruns the rest of the pursuers and goes 66 yards for a score. Another 2-point conversion pulls the Warriors within 19-16 as they look for their first win. But after a Warriors punt pins Loyola deep, quarterback Ben Ellingworth makes a huge play. He's tough to stop all night, and this one goes for a 97-yard touchdown as Mankato Loyola holds off West Lutheran for a 31-24 win.
In other games this week, Cooper throttled Richfield 67-6, scoring 35 points in the third quarter. Sierra Borden scored 4 touchdowns for the 6-0 Hawks. Maple Grove knocked off Lakeville North 14-6. Jake Hansen and Joel Raymond scored touchdowns for the Crimson. Maple Grove is 4-2 and hosts Edina on Friday. And Armstrong celebrated homecoming by routing Bloomington Jefferson 51-10. Machine Lozier caught 2 touchdown passes for the Falcons.
Section team titles are on the line this week in girls tennis. Most of our local teams are in Section 5AA. Top seed Wayzata face St. Michael Albertville in the quarterfinals. One singles, Allie Hinn serving for STMA. Sam Stevenson jumps on it and strokes a return winner. Later, Stevenson puts the approach shot deep in the corner and finishes with a volley winner. She takes the match in straight sets. One doubles, Grace Jacobson serves for Wayzata and Sydney Stern punches the volley winner here. Then it's Jacobson with a nice return, setting up another volley winner for Stern. They win 6-1, 6-0. To 2 singles, Emma Thole serves for the Knights. Ava Marco with a forehand return for a point on her way to a straight set victory for the Trojans. Third singles, Emily Reisman with a nice return to set up a forehand winner from the baseline. She wins in straight sets as Wayzata wins 7-0. They're facing Delano in the semifinals with the championship set for Thursday at Baseline Tennis Center. Maple Grove and Buffalo are in the other semifinal.
And you mentioned more section tennis coming up this week.
Yeah, team champs will be crowned in all the local sections, so an interesting and important week for those players and teams. Next up on Sports Jam, a look ahead to the soccer playoffs with our last regular season highlights. The soccer playoffs start this week.
In Northwest Suburban Conference boys play, Totino-Grace was trying to win a conference championship last week, but they came to Park Center to take on the Pirates. First half, and it's Grace's number 11, Colin Matzel, with a good crossing pass out front. Herbert Endeley flies in there for the goal. The Eagles lead 1-0, 11 minutes into the match, and that's the score at halftime as well. Second half, and watch for number 10 in the white, Austin Peters, come into your screen, and he somehow gets a shot off here in traffic. It's into the Eagles' net, and the Pirates tie it at 1. Grace goes back in front. Liam Vance on the corner kick. Goalie Hassan Kamara gets a hand on it, but the loose ball comes to Endeley, who drills it in for his second goal, and the Eagles lead 2-1. Endeley completes the hat trick later in the match, scoring off a direct free kick. The Eagles beat the Pirates 3-1 to finish a perfect 13-0 in conference play.
And that brings us to playoff time in boys soccer. Here's a look at the section layouts. In Section 5AA, Roseville is the top seed, followed by Champlain Park, Park Center, and Osseo. The quarterfinals are Tuesday, with Osseo hosting Mounds View, Park Center hosting Spring Lake Park, and Champlain Park at home to face Irondale. Semifinals are on Thursday. In Section 6AA, Wayzata is the number 1 seed ahead of Washburn, St. Louis Park, and Kennedy. Armstrong is 7th and Hopkins 8th. In the quarterfinals Thursday, Wayzata will take on the winner of the Hopkins-Richfield play-in game, while Armstrong travels to Washburn. The semis are on Saturday. In Section 8AA, Maple Grove is the top seed ahead of Moorhead and St. Cloud Tech. The Crimson host Rogers in the quarterfinals Thursday at 5 o'clock. In Section 5A, Totino-Grace are in the top seed with Blake 2nd, Breck 3rd, and Benilde 4th. The second round is Thursday, and quarterfinals are on Saturday.
Maple Grove's girls and boys soccer teams have been two of the best teams in the area this year. The Crimson girls were looking to finish their conference schedule without a loss as they hosted Andover on senior night at Maple Grove. Not many scoring chances for the Crimson in the first half, although Huskies goalkeeper Allie Cole makes a nice save on the long shot here by Meredith Hawkinson. Andover leads at 1-0 at halftime. Second half, and the Huskies' Allie Jenkins threads a pass ahead on her left to Anna Stedlin, whose shot goes off the keeper's hands and in. The Huskies celebrate a 2-0 lead. Maple Grove's only goal tonight comes from Mia Omar. She converts on a penalty kick. The Crimson lose 2-1. Maple Grove boys did close out the regular season with a win, beating Andover 5-0. Well, here's a look at how things shape up for local girls playoffs. Maple Grove is the top seed for Section 5AA. Centennial is second with Champlin Park third. Osseo is seeded seventh and Park Center eighth. In the quarterfinals Tuesday, Park Center is at Maple Grove. Champlin Park hosts Irondale and Osseo is at Centennial. The semifinals are Thursday. Wayzata is the top seed in Section 6AA, edging out Washburn. Those teams have met in the past two section finals. Hopkins is fifth and Armstrong sixth. In Thursday's quarterfinals, Wayzata hosts South at 5 o'clock. Hopkins is at Cretin-Derham Hall and Armstrong is at St. Louis Park. Semifinals are Saturday. In Section 5A, Blake is the top seed with Benilde second. Totino-Grace is fourth and Breck fifth. Second round games are Tuesday with quarterfinals Thursday. Heritage Christian is the third seed and Cooper fourth in Section 6A behind top seeds Orono and Monticello. Second round games are Tuesday and quarterfinals Thursday.
Now to volleyball, where Maple Grove is having one of the best seasons in program history. And they were at home to face Totino-Grace on Thursday. Totino-Grace is on the left in white. The Eagles play well early as they get the big block for a point here and a 12-10 lead in the first set. They go up 15-10 moments later. But Maple Grove doesn't panic. Outside hitter Skylar Gray has her first attack block, but they come right back to her for the kill and a 19-18 lead for the Crimson. And they keep pouring it on. Zoe Brown will win the battle at the net for a Crimson point. They take the opening set by a score of 25-20. Maple Grove plays cleaner in set number 2. Brown sets to Annika Peeler, and she'll put it away as the Crimson roll to a 25-17 victory to go up 2-0. Maple Grove gets the sweep, taking the third set 25-18.
The Heritage Christian Academy volleyball team was in the state Class A tournament in each of the last 2 seasons, but it's a younger team taking the court this fall. They hosted Packed Charter of Ramsey last week. First set, and the Eagles' Caitlin Guggenberger passes to Emma Stendal, sets up Kelsey Gangs for the kill and a 6-point Heritage lead. Pack's Mia Crafty sets the ball across to Gracie Moran for the attack and kill, and the Stars are within 5. Former CCX volleyball commentator Lisa Murphy, the new head coach at Pack, but her team comes up short. Ainsley Halverson's big swing down for a point. Heritage wins the first set 25-18. Set 2, and Stendal sets it to Halverson again for a kill. But the Eagles build a lead and they win the set 25-14. Lisa Halverson is the new Heritage head coach this season, and her team is able to take this match in 3. Heritage wins 25-18, 14, and 14 for their 7th win of the season. NJ Maple Lake defeated Hopkins in the championship match of the big St. Michael Albertville tournament over the weekend. Champlin Park finished 4th.
Yeah, some good action and good tests for the local teams at that tournament. Still to come, meet in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Breck quarterback who is bigger than most NFL passers. The Breck football team started with 3 wins this season, but has now lost 3 straight. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet talented Mustangs quarterback David Roddy. It's an eye-opener for fans and opponents. Breck Jr. David Roddy is 6'5" and weighs 250 pounds and has great quarterback skills.
Lots of people say Ben Roethlisberger, but I like to compare myself to Cam Newton. It's more like him. I'm more built like him than Ben Roethlisberger.
His receivers have to remember, Roddy is fast and really tough to bring down, so his scrambles can create chances downfield.
You get caught sometimes sleeping and you'd be like, oh, here he comes. He's down, right? Nope, here he comes again. staying alive is definitely a big part of being a receiver with this offense.
I prefer it to be, how it's drawn up, how it's told in the huddle. But when I have to, I can extend the play. I'm blessed enough to make that athletic play and extend it more.
One of those receivers he throws to is David's older brother, Josh, who has high praise for his so-called little brother.
Sometimes I don't want to admit it, but I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state because the things he can do and the way he can extend plays, and then at the end of the play throw a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown, and just things like that. I don't see anybody else our age doing those kind of things on that consistent of a basis.
Josh admits it wasn't always easy having a younger brother get so much attention for his athletic exploits.
I'm gonna be honest. In the past, it did sting. It did sting, and then I kind of realized that it's not just like me not being good enough. It's that he is just a once in a while spectacular athlete.
Roddy works closely with Breck offensive coordinator Marcus Harris, a former star at Brooklyn Center and a Bolitnikoff award-winning receiver at the University of Wyoming.
Me and I are very close. We joke around a lot, but in serious times we can be serious. He lets me hear the truth first, and he'll always be the first one to congratulate me on something I did right. So he's a great role model.
Most of the stuff he does that amazes me is off the camera at practice. He does these one-hand catches that just would make your head spin. It's amazing. So yeah, he's definitely an incredible athlete, and I would argue with anyone that possibly best in the state. He's fun to work with.
Roddy's become a very good football player, but it's not a sure thing that it's his best or favorite sport. He's also a pretty unstoppable force on the basketball court.
Right now I have equal love for both sports. During the football season I'll miss basketball, during the basketball season I'll miss football, so it goes hand in hand right now. There's no really superior sport over another one.
David's drawing some interest from college recruiters in both sports. He's had some contact with football programs.
I've had a few invites to football games. I just recently visited Minnesota, visiting Wisconsin, and then also visiting North Dakota State.
Breck head coach John Martin says college coaches can see Roddy's gifts on film, but they want to know more about him as a person too, and Martin gives him high marks there.
What impresses me most about him, even then, but now when you talk about growth, is the maturity and the young man that he's becoming. He's humble. He's a great leader, and he's a fierce competitor, and he is able to kind of harness all that into a way where people respect that.
Breck's coaches admit there was some sentiment to move David Roddy to another position because of his size when he first came into the program. Those days are long gone, and the Mustangs leaders have no doubt he can be a great D1 college player if he chooses to.
We've had a few here in my time, the most recent being Ramad, and once you see one or two of those guys, you know what they look like. And when we saw David out on the field, it took about 10 minutes of watching him move around there his freshman year to say we got something special on our hands. And so yeah, I think he's certainly a D1 athlete for sure.
Let's go, Blue, let's go!
Roddy is averaging 225 yards passing per game and has thrown 14 touchdown passes this fall. John talks soccer with the Wayzata boys up next on Sports Jam.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It has been a great season for the Wayzata boys soccer team. They are the #1 seed in Section 6AA, ranked #1 in the state in Class 2A, and they join us now on Sports Jam. And let's start with senior Erik Williams and tell me about this season, how much fun it's been through this regular season, and how well you guys have played.
Well, we've been doing really well this season. We're 13-0-2, and I think the recipe for success for us has just been playing as a team and really working hard for each other, and then also bonding outside of the sport. We hang out a lot, and I think that really just elevates our play on the field.
How much does that help when you guys kind of hang out together and just get to know each other outside of soccer?
Well, when everyone's friends, it makes it a lot more fun to play with each other, and then you want to come to practice every day, and you look forward to all the games, and it just really helps our success on the field. We have experience in big games, and I think that none of us are going to get nervous in the upcoming game, so I think it'll really help us.
you have home field throughout the sections. Is that a big deal, or does it make much difference to you guys?
Well, I think it's a big deal because, I mean, obviously we play really well at home. We're undefeated at home so far. And I think that just playing here with all the guys and the fans, it just really helps us against the competition.
Erik, good luck in the playoffs. Bringing Patrick Weah now, and you've had a great season. Tell me about your play individually and your team's play and how much fun it's been.
It's been really fun. First of all, it's all the team. We work hard together in practice. Coach is always pushing us. And for me, I just try to do my best and give 100% every time I step on the field.
You lost some good seniors from last year. Did you feel confident that this team would be as good as it has been so far?
I mean, like, we lost some seniors. Other team lost some good people, too. Like overall, I think we were the best team in the state, regardless of the seniors. But those seniors were important key to our team. But we found a way to recover, though, from their loss, yeah.
What have you guys done well that has made this team so good?
Our number one key priority is always defending. So first week of tryouts is we just defend, and coach want to find the best defenders in the pool. So you just pick the best defenders, and that's number one thing. Defense win games. If you don't get scored on, you don't lose.
You've scored a lot of goals, but is that going to be a key for this team going forward, is how well you defend and play defense against your opponents?
Yeah. Like, scoring matters too. I have to score goals for my team, and it comes from my midfielders giving me assists and my other forwards supporting me. Help the team win games, yeah.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Coach Dominic Duenas joins us now. And Coach, tell me about this team. What has been special about this group that you've been so successful and the #1 team in the state heading into the playoffs?
It's a lot about chemistry. The guys just working together. They come from different club teams from the summer season, and be able to just work together as one, it's been a huge plus for us.
Erik talked about that and how well the team gets along. You've coached a long time. Does that translate? Does that make a difference on the field?
Oh, no question at all. It's not just having good players, but it's having a good team. You can be loaded with a lot of talent, but they're not a good team and you're going to struggle. But we've got a combination of both. Great players, but also a great team that just love to play together.
When you get to playoff soccer, what needs to elevate for any team, not just your team? What needs to really shine for a team to be successful and advance?
You've got to execute on finishing because their chances to finish just don't come that often, come section playoffs time. So everyone is playing that much harder. You just don't have many opportunities, and the few opportunities you get, you have to finish.
The pressure on this team? Being the #1 team and the #1 seed in the section and all that?
I don't think so. The boys are enjoying it. They've worked hard to earn it, so it's something that we're going to embrace and see how far we can take it.
Thanks, Dominic. The Wayzata boys, the #1 seed in Section 6AA section playoffs, begin across the state later this week. We'll take a break and wrap up Sports Jam. First, though, here is a look at our plays of the week.
Wayzata, game saver right there.
Our game of the week is a good Northwest Suburban Conference volleyball matchup as Armstrong plays at Maple Grove Thursday night. Watch it live on CCX channels 12 and 799 and online at ccxmedia.org, or catch the replay Saturday morning at 10 and Sunday at 1 and 10 p.m. And that'll do it for this week's show.
Playoffs heat up in soccer and tennis this week. We'll have that for you next time here on Sports Jam. See you then.